Hello everyone! If you're wondering if I can hear you, the answer is no. I also can't see chat very well. This is a little bit scuffed. Also, I forgot to look something up that I needed. And yeah, it's kind of hard for me to access anything. So give me 1 second. I have to unfortunately move from one side of my desk to the other in order to like do anything, because I was hoping to have the camera and microphone attached to the counter here. They wouldn't. They would not attach. So yeah, I have to kind of move around. It's not fun. It's not easy. So give me just a sec. Okay. Sorry for the delay, everyone. I'm kind of shoved in here. I'm actually gonna move my spice rack out of the way and throw things because apparently that's what I do. The thing was kind of banging me in the elbow, but it's the only way I can get the camera close enough to everything. Like, there we go. There we go. Hey, we're gonna start by making homemade noodles. Yum, 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 yum. This will not take too long, and then we'll make our sauce, which will take a little while, and then we'll eat some dinner. So, just so you guys know, this is flour. It is called semolia flour. It is like a really high gluten flour. So you can't just like use all-purpose flour. You have to have high gluten flour when you're making pasta. And then you actually make the noodles pretty much by hand in a really kind of fun way. Actually, I think I'll only do that much. That will be plenty. I don't need 2 eggs then. Making a full batch of these noodles will make you so many damn noodles you will not even believe. I was already only going to make a half batch, but if I make I'm only going to make a quarter batch now because seriously, let's set it in there. Get our egg, drop it in there, which went down the side. That's okay, we'll live with that. Normally you would make a little cave for it to go in, but I knew that wasn't going to work. Need a little bit of sea salt. And I'm gonna have to go to the other side for this. I'll go, I don't need your assistance. I don't need your assistance. Normally you would whisk this, but you know, doing this the fun way, by hand. This shirt is gonna be completely messy when I get done with this. Yeah, this is all a hand. You can do this in a mixer, but I wanted to do it by hand because it's fun. I just need some olive oil. So, should I have gotten that oil over here? Yeah, but it's over on the other side of my stove because I need it for the sauce, and I didn't think I needed it for this part because I haven't made noodles in a while. Okay, got my olive oil. Just need a little bit of that, not much at all. And then we're just gonna kind of mush this all together till it comes together to form sort of a paste. And hopefully it'll work. Hi Zeta, how are you? How are you doing this fine day? After I get done with the noodle part, I will probably switch out my gloves and shirt because they will be messy for other gloves because I don't need to blend by hand for the sauce. That's the tricky part for this. I didn't want to get my other gloves all covered in this junk. But yeah, we're just kneading this together. Chicken nuggets? No, we're making pasta. We're making homemade pasta. And well, it'll be a meat sauce. We're gonna make probably like a linguine. I generally like a thick spaghetti noodle type thing. Something I like linguine. I like, you know, I like it to have enough the pasta itself to have enough substance to really like you could taste it. Yeah. These are really easy to make, honestly. Like, they just take a little time. They're not hard, and you can make noodles by scratch, like at home with like no supplies. All you need is basically a flat surface, a way to flatten out your dough. So like, you know, a rolling pin or just a glass, or, you know, like if you have like a heavy duty cup or something that you can just clean off and use to roll it out, and then like a knife. That's all you need. It's really easy. So I have a few specialty tools to do this, and that's why you're gonna see more stuff going on. But yeah, you can literally just make this with nothing more than your hands and you know, a knife. Pasta's pretty easy that way. We should. I am trying to get together some DBD or Fortnite collabs in the future. I need to kick some people about things. Like, I'm trying to get some of the collabs that are in my backlog that I've been wanting to get done on the books, but so what I am gonna do now, because we do have a pretty good ball here, is this will go in the fridge for 15 minutes, not long. And we will scoot over to work on the first part of the sauce, because the sauce takes about an hour. This is my own personal recipe of sauce, by the way, guys. So I'm not going to give you measurements. I can give you a link to the recipe of this pasta if you want, but I'll tell you the ingredients, but there's no measurements to my sauce, simply because I have never measured it out. I literally just do it by sight and by taste every time. Normally you'd wrap this up in plastic wrap, but I'm being lazy. I'm just gonna wrap it in a plastic baggie. Get the air out. Close it up. And we go from there to our fridge. Now, because this is a fancy dancy system. Look at that! We've moved sets! Yeah, AJ's secret recipe. Heck yeah! First, we need our meat. I have beef from a local rancher. Sort of local. Now we need our olive oil. Then we are going to start with adding spices, getting it going before we get it heating up. First we have Italian seasoning, which these are new spice shakers, and man, they are slow to put it out. I put a ton of seasonings in this, and if you think I have a lot in already, by the time I'm done with this part, just know there's more. Oh, this is bay leaves. I don't need those yet. We'll save those. Why did I pull out rosemary? There ain't no rosemary in this. Next is oregano. Italian seasoning has a lot of these things that we're going to be using in it, but it's pretty much that we want a higher quantity of these main ingredients, and then we want there's some things in Italian seasoning that that just having a little bit of them in there is plenty. This one is basil, And these are all just ground, dried stuff from the grocery store. Then we have marjoram. And this again, a lot of times you see it ground up. I like it in the flakes. It's good. And then we're gonna do some garlic powder. The simple, basic garlic powder that we all seem to love. And then we need a wee bit of salt and pepper. You can also add like red pepper flakes or some cayenne pepper. That is very much an option. But you don't have to. And I'm not going to because I'm being lazy. All right, let me get the heat on. We don't need this to heat too hot. And I'm just gonna be mixing it all together, getting it kind of blended in with the meat while the pan heats up. And if it starts cooking too fast or anything, I'll add more olive oil, stuff like that. Once we get the meat done, we'll set this aside and finish up our noodles. And then we will come back to this, get the rest of the ingredients in to make the sauce while the noodles set, because they have to set again. Then when this starts getting close, we will cook our noodles, which will only take a couple of minutes. That's the big thing about homemade noodles, is they don't take long. They only take a couple of minutes. Lazy AJ. I mean, it happens. It does happen. Okay. I'm also going to take this moment to tell you guys that if you don't have any nice bakeware and you're ever wondering of a gift to get yourself, get some nice bakeware, get some nice cooktopware. Get yourself a nice pan. It's worth it. Having a drink. Boop, boop, boop. This will start heating soon. You can already see it's starting to warm up. It just takes a minute. And you can do this with Italian sausage as well. If you prefer Italian, you can do it with ground turkey, ground chicken, whatever you'd like. A lot of times it would come with bread as a side dish. I didn't procure bread or bread ingredients. I was like, I'm making homemade pasta. Homemade pasta, it does take some time. Hi, Vibran. Yeah, but you know what the nice thing is? This sauce is gonna make so much that literally this will be like weeks worth of pasta sauce for me. So I'll have bread another time. That's usually what I do, is like I make the sauce and the noodles like the first time, and then I just use store-bought noodles after that. Or if I've like pre-made some noodles, because you can freeze the noodles too. If I've pre-made them, then I can use them next time. But I generally don't do breads and stuff when I'm doing both of these, because it's a lot of work to do it all. Boop, boop. This is why I always get impatient. I'm like, come on, stove, heat faster. I don't want to sit here waiting. There it goes. Now it cooks. And I actually have this meat sitting out on my counter for about an hour beforehand. I just find that ground beef cooks down better when it's a little closer to room temperature. It comes in, as it cooks, it gets down to a nice fine grain. If you like big chunks of meat in your pasta sauce, like, fine. I don't. I like it to be nice and like just in there. Nice and in there. And having it out at room temperature for a little while first accomplishes that. The old and evil Italian chef? No, I didn't. Tell me the joke. I'm guessing this is some sort of pun. I heard he passed away. Oh my god. Oh my god. Impressive. Impressive. Not gonna lie. Eight out of 10. Very punny. But a little predictable. Thus the small deduction. You guys can't smell it, but this smells really good already. This is why we cook it with all the herbs inside it already. It just adds a lot of flavor. You wish spaghetti was real? I mean, it is real. This is very real spaghetti. You just won't get to eat any of it. And sorry for no moving model on screen today. I could not get the camera into any position where it could actually get me because, like, in order to set it up, it would be like about this height, which is, well, it should be about this height, which is about halfway between the camera and the stovetop. The problem is my head is higher than the camera. There is nowhere for me to set it up where it's high enough that my head can be seen. I think the best way if I were going to do this long term is I would have to get like a hot plate and just do it over on my counter, my other counter, because then I can just have it all set up from the desk. Because right now my desk is in, I have like an alley kitchen and it's in the alley. It's a little tricky. A little tricky to deal with. All right, our meat is done. So we're gonna turn that off, set that aside, and we are gonna come back. Whoops. Get our camera in position. Isn't this fun? We have a moving set. We've never had that before. So far, my day's been good. It started early. This is my early day of the week, where I have a lot of stuff to do. All right, so we're gonna flatten this out a bit. Just crush it down. There is a dog between my feet right now. That's gonna be an interesting thing. I'm gonna cut this in half. Can actually split this right down the middle. That's nice. That's gonna be helpful. Might need a little water in this. It's a little bit dry. It's gonna get a little bit. And we're going to turn this on. So we're gonna start at it's the number 1 setting. You guys can't really see this. Let me see if I can get it tipped. There we go. Hi, Greybach. So this has a number 1 setting, which is the thickest setting, and you just slide your pasta through unless it breaks apart like it is right now, which is a sign that yes, it needed more water. This is sometimes how you figure these things out. But you know what's the nice thing? Hi, Bach. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a 2 out of 10, man. That's a 2 out of 10 pun. Okay, let's see if it goes through. Yeah, it's not really sticking together very well. The good news is, if we can't get it to stick together, we still have store-bought. There is no shame in saying, screw this, it's not working for me. I'm going to store-bought. This is why you have the high gluten flour. Otherwise, it will not stick together. You don't get a good flavor. This is already feeling better. Now that's a little wetter. You can see the color difference between the one that's drier and the one that's wetter. I honestly haven't made homemade pasta in a minute. So, it's alright. It's all good. Let's see if we can get it. See if we can get it worked out. If not, it is what it is. Oh! Oh, we're so close. It almost worked. We are close. We are very close to it being good. Let's see if that will do. Yes, we're getting sheets. Well, not good sheets, but we're getting somewhere. We're definitely getting closer. Some poor Italian is just rolling in their grave watching me do this. That's okay. It's squishy. Come on, come together. You're just not gonna do it for me, are you, today? It happens. It happens. It just might not decide to be our friend today. And on that case, we could just make weird shaped pasta. It's fine, who cares if it's normal? Psh. who needs normal shaped pasta? That sounds boring. That sounds just boring. All right, we got a couple longer pieces. I'm just gonna keep running it through and see if it starts to come together, because it does happen sometimes where it's just like, I'm not gonna come together. And then you run it through a few times and it says, all right, fine, you win. Yeah, see, it's coming together more. See, actually, if turning up the speed helps. Yeah, that actually does help. Nice. You can see it's starting to come together more. And it'll come into, eventually you want nice sheets like this, but they're like full sized. But it is coming together better now. And this is just a matter of getting it to cling to each other properly. Getting a good grip. Hi, Poop Boy. Yeah, I'm working today. You know, this is my work. Yay, it's coming together. Woohoo! All right, now we're gonna take this, lower it down. Woohoo! What I like to do when it's kind of wonky like this is fold it in half and then take it back. Nice. Take it through again. We're gonna go to 3 because I do like my noodle. Actually, I think we go to 7 if I'm remembering. This is just a kind of tedious process. You usually just fold in half, send it back through, lower the size, send it through, keep working it until you get a nice sheet of pasta. There we go. I think 5 looks really good. So there's our sheet. I'm gonna go back down for this one, which did come out of the number 1 good. I'm gonna fold this in half because, again, looking a little scrunkly. And the reason why these machines are so nice is that you can make sure to get a nice uniform thickness on your noodle. Whereas when you're working with a rolling pin, there is always a chance it's never quite as even, quite as nice, but it works just fine. But you obviously do want it to be as even as possible, since you want it to cook evenly. We just keep sheeting this out. That was 4. One more time at 5. And then we will be set to start cutting it. And again, we have this lovely machine to assist us with that. Alrighty. Whew. It is so satisfying. That's why I like doing this. It's so like just relaxing. So when you get one of these either attachments for your mixer or machines, they come with usually 2 different cutters. This one's the fettuccine cutter because I like a nice thick noodle. But the spaghetti one is what you would use for, say, a spaghetti or an angel hair. So yeah, same thing. We take our sheet. I'm gonna take this up. Ugh. We're just gonna, first of all, we're gonna move the other sheet. We're gonna cut it through. Da 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 da! Noodles! And if you saw this thing, it exists so that you can set out your noodles and dry them because they are a little wet right now. You do need it. If you don't have to, you could throw them right in the water right now, but it is a little better if you dry them first. So it takes a little work, a little prep work, but it's super satisfying to be like, I just made my own noodles. Like, these are ready to eat. You can just pop these in water for like 2-3 minutes and they're done. That's a totally valid pasta noodle. But yeah, this little contraption just lets you dry them. You don't need it, but they're super cheap on like Amazon and stuff, so they're not a bad idea. Because otherwise, if you let them dry sitting out, you'll have this issue where they get kind of clumpy. They get kind of clumped together. Like, we got a couple noodles here that are clumped. Yeah. Get them. And you can also divide this up, you know, you could have cut those sheets in half lengthwise because these are very long noodles. But I like a nice long noodle. Ayo, that's what she said, yeah? We're just gonna hang these up so they get nice and dried. Obviously not super dry, but they're gonna dry up a little bit over the next hour-ish. Yeah, that's making pasta. So if you're ever like looking for a way to impress someone with your cooking prowess, you can always make pasta. It's actually not difficult, and there's a ton of different pasta making machines out there that make it even easier. They don't all have to be like this one. And now we move the set. Wow, amazing. It's like we're in a whole new kitchen. Some too. Yeah, I know. I tried to get Megan Senpai to come out and join me for this. Sorry, hydrating. Move this a little bit. I would say my best attributes with cooking is my ability to improvise on the fly. All right, give me 2 minutes. As you can see, I'm kind of covered in pasta, so I'm gonna quickly switch out gloves. So I'll be right back, guys. It'll only take a minute. made a mistake when I took off these gloves earlier. I let the fingers get all stuck up in here. Ah. Impasta. It's an impasta. Woohoo! New hand camming gloves that are long. Very long. All right, so we've got our meat. I'm gonna start putting this up. Not too hot. And we are gonna start by dropping our can opener. So I'm gonna have diced tomatoes. This is a 28 ounce, 1 pound, 794 grams. You could also use crushed tomatoes if you don't like bits of tomato. These are the parts that I have no problem telling you my measurements on because it's just cans of pasta or tomatoes. Yeah, diced tomatoes. Check. And you'll get tomato sauce. This is a 425 gram or 15 ounce container. Again, and these are literally the cheap brand, nothing special. But the nice thing is, you don't have to start with the craziest best ingredients to make this good. This is my bargain basement pasta sauce. And then our last one is a 6 ounce or 170 gram thing of tomato paste. This I will need. Now, depending on how you like your sauce and depending on how this thickens up, we might add water, we might not. It's one of those things that I just do completely based on how is it looking, how is it tasting, everything. It's just just a guess. Longhand? Oh, they're opera gloves, but they work well for this situation. All right. Next up, I'm gonna get my favorite ingredient, honey. My honey started crystallizing a little bit earlier, so I worked to get some of the crystallization out. Just so you guys know, crystallization will not hurt your honey. It doesn't hurt you. It's literally just when air mixes with honey, it can crystallize. And if you're wondering how to uncrystallize it, because it was worse than this. Not bad right now. It's just a little crystallized. If you ever want to know how to uncrystallize it, all you have to do, and this is why I get glass jars rather than plastic, is you put the glass jar in a pot, sort of like this one, or any sort of stove kind of pot, and you fill that with just cold water, and then you turn on the heat to kind of low, and you just slowly let it heat up until it gets to a little bit of a simmery boil, and the honey will decrystallize. You can do that anytime you need to. But yeah, this works really well with crushed tomatoes, but I think the diced ones give it a little bit better flavor. Yeah, and then all those delightful spices we put in before, we're putting even more in. So we've got marjoram, we've got garlic powder, basil, oregano, Italian seasoning, and now with the addition of delightful bay leaves. Usually about 4 bay leaves is what I do. Not so much, like this will probably be the last of the garlic powder I add. We don't need a ton of that. Don't need too much garlic powder. Get our basil. And if you are worried when you're making your own, what's nice about this recipe is you can kind of decide how much you like the seasoning. I put a lot in because I know I want a lot, but you could realistically just put a little bit in at this stage. Like I'm not gonna put any more salt and pepper. Well, I'm gonna put a little more salt, but no more pepper. I will probably have to add more salt later, but I don't want to put too much because you can always add salt. You can't take it back. And that's how I see about a lot of these ingredients, is that you can always add more if you want later on. What we'll kind of get to here is that we'll get it to a nice simmer. We'll be taste testing it as we go, and you guys will probably say it doesn't look any different, but I'll be making determinations on that taste of it needs more of this, it needs more of that. A lot of times if your pasta sauce or really much of anything tastes bland, you actually need more salt usually. If it tastes bitter, you're gonna need more honey. You might need a little bit more of our other ingredients, but for the most part it's gonna be down to the salt and the honey at this point. Yeah, we will just let this now simmer. Get it up to heat, and it's gonna simmer. And we'll simmer for a while, actually. It simmers, I think it really shouldn't be less than 45 minutes. It shouldn't be simmering. You just need time to develop the flavors. But yeah, we'll kind of hang out while this gets going, and then we can heat up our water and start cooking our noodles when we get close. We get water for our noodles so we're ready. Get this up so that it bubbles up for us a little bit, and you do need it to get to a good boil at first, and then you'll take it down to a simmer, just because you want those tomatoes to really cook down. Thank you for the stretch. I only just now saw that. Woo! I did the hydrate. Excited for the noodles. Haven't had homemade noodles in a while. It's not hard, it just takes time. And when when you have store-bought noodles that taste fine, it's hard to be like, yeah, I'm gonna put the extra effort in to do this. Squishy. You definitely could do like half the meat. I do a pound-ish, but I've done half that amount, but I usually just do a pound because it's easy. It's just how it's prepackaged. But if I were to go to like the butcher counter and tell them, oh, I'm getting meat for this, I'd only do half a pound. You could also double up the recipe, but meh. What's gotten all wet over here? Sure, it was me at some point. There we go. We're getting our bubbling. Just a little bit. My old place had the worst stovetop in that its lowest setting would still make this sauce boil. And so it made it so hard for me to figure out like how to do it. There we go. You guys see the bubbles? So now that we've got it bubbling up, we're gonna leave it there for a minute or two. Let it just kind of bubble, cook itself. And then we're gonna turn it down to a nice simmer. No! Data, if you're still there, or Grybach, if you wouldn't mind booting. Boot the bot. Otherwise, I will get it in just a minute once I am done getting this through the boil and into the simmer. Thanks, Grybach. I'll put out a bowl of pasta for you, Grybach, as payment. It'll just be on the counter, so you know, just come and get it. I'll be here for you later. I'm sure pasta is diabetic friendly, you know, with all the carbs. Hee hee. All right, we'll take this down to a simmer. We'll start there. I don't know how low this stovetop goes, so we'll start there. If we have to take it down further, we will. A lot of times I'd cover this, but meh. I don't feel like it. I don't wanna. That's a lot of effort. So how are you all doing? I probably should have just started this while I was working on the pasta, but I wanted to give the pasta time to dry out a bit. That's still a bit high. Take that down a little bit more. Yeah, after about 15 minutes, I will taste test this, see where we're at, and I'll probably start the noodles at that time as well. Sorry about that, guys. I was getting a chair to sit on while we wait. And as I went to get it, Doggo came by and showed me that she had collected a sock that she was all too happy to share with me. Or not really, she wanted to be chased. Rybach's gonna end up having that afternoon crash after he has some pasta. Ooh, yeah, I'm tired today too. This is my morning that I need to wake up early. And if the person I had to meet this morning hadn't been messaging me at 7, I wouldn't have made it. I'm not gonna lie. Corvo, hello. How are you, bun? Would you like some pasta? We're making spaghetti. Yeah, I'm Guamalan. Yeah, we're working on the sauce now, and then we have homemade noodles. Yeah, show you. Look, we made our homemade noodles. They're just drying right now. So those are gonna be ready in a minute. Hey, I get married. I know you're gonna have to fight Megan because Megan also wants my food. That is true. Megan isn't here right now, so you know you do have a little bit of a advantage. Man, my stovetop was clean before this. You're like, I want custody on Wednesdays. Hey, pups. Hi. You can't steal socks. No, you can't chew on my desk either. I know, I don't let you have any fun. This is the problem. Yesterday we went to, I can't say the word, but it's spelled P-A-R-K. We went there at this time yesterday. So she's like, that's when we're going every day, right? And I was like, no. Yesterday was special occasion because your best friend's mom asked if we could come early because she had stuff going on at night. So we came early. Yeah, we have a schedule. We have to make spaghetti. Also, I ordered 3 different kinds of opera gloves to find some that actually worked for me because I have big hands. I have long fingers. Even these, like, you can kind of see like that is annoying to me. It's like, bleh. But you know, they're Amazon cheapo opera gloves. But these are like for men or women, which frankly, any man who wears these gloves, I applaud you. Oh, I should show you the other pair that I'm gonna return. They almost were the ones that I went with. Let me grab one. These, Corvo. These ones are the ones you need. They're a little hard to put on. Here you go. They're like fake leather. I almost went with these ones, but man, the stitching on the fingertips is terrible. Like, can you see how boxy they are? Yeah. They're I don't know if you guys can hear, but leather crunchy. Yeah, it's so funny. I was like, I didn't want, you know, pleather ones, but I was just like, I'm whatever. Right? They are Minecraft looking. Oh my gosh. But I was like, I just need something that's gonna fit my damn hand, because like every other pair I tried were just so small. The problems with having big fingers. Going well, Vibram. We are simmering away. Our sauce simmers while we sit and chill. Once we get through the first taste test, I will start the water for the noodles. Because pretty much anytime after first taste test, we can start to eat, even if I might keep this simmering for longer. And you can see I didn't add any water. I think the consistency's good. Sometimes it's not It just kind of depends how much water's in the tomatoes. But you can see the tomatoes are starting to cook down. As I stir this without my glove on. Bye, Bran. I'm sorry, bud. You lost it. You know, that's gonna be like a 1 out of 10. That's such a basic joke. You can see the tomatoes are cooking down now. They're starting to like get kind of deflated, and that is what we want. Once those are pretty cooked down, then we can do our taste test. That's really what we're watching for here. Oop. I hope you know I'm just shaking my head at that joke. Just shaking my head. Like, I can't believe you would do this to me. Just disappointing. But yeah, I really wanted to have the, what do you mean joke? Factual statement. I really wanted to have the moving camera, and I think I might be able to pull it off in the future if I like, because if I'm, now that I'm sitting, I am lower, so the camera would pick me up moving, but when I'm standing, that's not gonna happen. And especially for earlier, it was hard. You could tuna fish. Doggo had trout for the first time this morning, and she thought it was good. She was a fan. It's pretty funny though. She's decided, like, some people, they always have good treats. So it doesn't matter what they offer her, she'll take it because they have good treats. And some people are not trustworthy. Doesn't matter what they have, she'll be like, yeah, no, you see, that last time you gave me substandard treat. And we just can't be trusting you. She's funny though. She suckers so many people out of treats. Like, people who are around dogs all the time. And she'll just sit there and be like, treat? I'm starving. I haven't eaten in 12 days. And they're just like, okay, you can have a treat. And then she's just like, that was delicious. Thank you. Can I have some more? And they'll do it. It's like, this is why this dog is so big. He's just so good at conning people out of treats. Wee. I hate when my stovetop looks dirty. It's like my personal peeve. I'm just like, no, don't look dirty. Look clean. Looks so good when it's clean, but it gets dirty so easily. Let me do. That's looking pretty good. I'm gonna do our taste test here in a minute. Of course, I can't find a spoon though. Oh well. I'll just taste test off the big spoon. It's fine. my ladle out. I'm the only one eating this anyways. It is. It's such a comfort food. Just want a little bit. Okay. Needs more salt, first and foremost. Almost always needs more salt. Let that cook a little bit more, and then we'll do another taste test. Taste testing is really important with sauces and stuff. Hi, pups. Hi. What's up? Are you wanting some sauce? Are you wanting spaghetti? She's like, I want spaghetti. I like spaghetti. Never mind that I've literally never had it. I'm gonna get the heat started on the water. If I can get there. Yep, way better. Slightly bitter. I'm gonna add more honey. Just a little bit. Turn down this heat. Oh, it's a little bit high. It was a little low before. You want that nice slow bubble. I think the spices are good. I think those are a good level. I can taste them. It's got a rich flavor. I think this little bit more honey will be all that's needed. And that's pretty typical for me. I usually need a little bit more honey, a little bit more salt. But I always go a little conservative with them initially because too sweet or too salty, that's not something you want. Whereas things like, oh no, there's too much basil, like, that's a small issue. That's not going to be a big deal. So yeah. Hopefully my phone doesn't get too hot being over the stovetop like this. You don't need to give Corval and Grybox shout outs. They're just here. They're here. But we're glad they're here, and everyone should check them out because they're great. Boop. Boop. My dog's like, why do you have gloves on? Those are interesting. So I'm just like booping her nose. Boop. 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 We just vibing. Dog was like, why do you have gloves? They're so interesting. I just want to see what they do. Hi, baby girl. Hi. Beepy. Boop. Boop. Bless you. Bless you. Okay, take your time. Okay. The hardest thing about taste testing this is that it's really hard to not burn your tongue. Perfect. Delicious. Oh yeah. We there. We good now. So all we do now is we're gonna start just simmering this, getting that flavor to continue to develop for a little while, continue boiling down all those lovely tomatoes, getting the bay leaves in there, and we will be ready. And as soon as the water heats up, we will make our pasta noodles. You got drunk on wine in stream? Oh boy. Wine is dangerous, man. Everyone underestimates it, but it'll get you. I'm just gonna start pulling apart some of the noodles because they're a little stuck together. Make sure nothing is stuck. They're getting nice and dried out now. They're gonna cook well. Oh, and I dropped one, so Doggo's gonna get one. She's like climbing under my chair, like, noodle! I like noodles! But these are not sticking together. That's good. I don't want them all stuck together. It'd be a pain in the butt. Oh. They just cook a little bit easier when they're a bit dried out, because when they are fresh, they can get kind of sticky together. And nobody wants sticky noodles. See, this is why I never get shit-faced drunk. I'll get tipsy on stream, but I don't get shit-faced. I don't trust my chat with that kind of power. No, you cannot have another noodle. Your begging face doesn't work on me, doggo. Not anymore. I've been exposed to it so many times. I'm just pulling apart noodles off camera, making sure they're all nice, and they are getting quite nice and dry. It doesn't take long. Meanwhile, Doggo is crawling under me trying to get to that one noodle I dropped. I think she only got half of it. She's upset about that. She wants the whole thing. Because why shouldn't she have the whole thing? She deserves it. Alright, our water is almost boiling. It is. It is breathing and bubbling. Let's switch out this spoon now. Mostly because I get paranoid about germs. I want to sippy again together. Hippie? Are you meaning you wanna have drinks together? What do you mean you don't need to get me drunk? Yeah, over a weekend for sure. Grybach, you might actually see me shit-faced depending on if there's Belvedere at Op's wedding. Because I'm sorry, but open wine with Belvedere, yeah, it might happen. It might happen. I am weak for vodka. Good vodka, especially if they got good OJ to go with that good vodka. Oh my god, I should do that. I should get some fresh squeezed OJ and have it with like good vodka. Just make screwdrivers. Yeah, exactly. I love a screwdriver. Like, that's what I like about screwdrivers, is that like it's just so simple. I mean, there's only 2 ingredients, but it's so good if they're good quality. Like, man, you can just appreciate it. Trying to move the camera a little. Here we go. I'm a daiquiri person personally. I love a good daiquiri, but it's hard to find them. Mojitos are also a big favorite of mine. Love a mojito. All about the quality of the ingredients. Yay, I'm glad you like it. I can't hear it at all. But I love this backing track. It's like so chill. Yes, fresh mojitos. Oh my god, so good. So freaking good. Yeah, I like, I make a lot of complex cocktails myself, but some of the simple, classic ones can be just so good. Jello shots, hell yeah. I have, that is, man, I went to it was a wedding party. Like, basically the couple got married in a destination wedding, so they could only have a couple people who went with them, so they had a big party, and they had Jello shots, and my god, I had so many. But because there was so much food and I was there for a long time, like, I was not drunk. Like, at first I was drunk, and then I actually sobered up to the point that I was like, oh, I'm completely sober now. But I had a lot of Jello shots. Now I want to make Jello shots. I remember there was like one Valentine's Day that I made Jello shots, but I used a really cheap vodka because it was when I was in college, and like no one else would have them because they were so strong. So I did, and yeah. With molds? Yes, we should. That would be fun. We should totally do that. We should do that and then get like Sarah and be like, oh yeah, try some Jello. I mean, we shouldn't, we'll tell her that there's alcohol in there. We'll just see how long it takes. I don't want to, get someone drunk unknowingly. That would be bad. But, you know. Most people don't realize that Jello shots will absolutely fuck you up. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're tasty, so you're like, oh, these don't have much in them. Cool. And then The weird thing about being drunk is seeing what they are like. I will say, like, I don't want it. I'm not a huge drinker. Like, I don't get drunk very often. But there is nothing worse than being at a party where a bunch of people are drunk and you're like the sober one who has to drive everyone home, because it's just fucking terrible. Like, it's so annoying at that point. Yeah, it makes me, I get a little bit, yeah, I'm usually the designated. It makes me a bit, because I have like a inner ear issue, so I have balance issues already, so it usually fucks with that a little bit, at least depending on the alcohol. It doesn't, I am very aware of what's going on and what I'm doing and everything, so it doesn't impair my judgment in that sense. It just makes me not give a fuck about what people think. So that's really all it does to me. But like, I still have all the wherewithal to go, yeah, I don't want to get arrested. Getting arrested sounds like a bad idea. And I'm not like a violent person who wants to fight. But I do have to be careful, because if I'm not in a great mood, like I'm sad or depressed, it just makes it worse. So I never drink when I'm feeling sad. You can see the noodles are pretty dry now, which is nice. They're not gonna stick together on us. Come, give this to me. It makes me more lovely. It makes you more unhinged. That's not a bad thing necessarily. Yeah, homemade pasta. I believe it only needs to cook for like 3 minutes. And then we can have our pasta dinner. We can have dinner together, everybody. See, I'm so nice to all my snacks. I share my dinners with you. I'm gonna eat this. Oh, I love you, bro. Oh, I see. I love it. I love it. You know what? I'm always up for that. I can get cuddly. Like, I'm not a big toucher. Like, I don't touch people generally. I'm not like huggy or anything like that, but yeah, when I'm drunk, I'm like, oh, cuddle with me, snuggles. Oh, those already are looking good. Look at that. I'm just cleaning off some surface over here so that I can, from all the tools, so I can put down a plate to serve out the pasta on. So much steam. You guys are in a steam room now. Oh my gosh, because we're in the steam room, I could like strip off all my clothes and it would be totally fine based on Twitch TOS. Okay, I'm gonna try one of these noodles. See how we're doing on the doneness. Oh, those are perfect. Perfect al dente. Okay. Pull everything off. a nice pot because it has a built-in strainer, but it can take a minute to get the straining done. Jeez, this is like a quarter of the recipe for noodles, and it's still so much. Ah! Get in there. All right, moving the set. Uh-oh! Camera got stuck. Ah! Call me a Stefan with how juicy I am inside. Oh my god, Corvo. Yay, we have our spaghetti. Let's get our pasta sauce on there. There's no way I'm eating all of this in one go because this is a lot of pasta. But leftovers. Look out, doggo. I know, it looks so tasty. I know you want some. Can't have any. You can't have any. Ugh. Parmesan cheese because I am basic and just get the Kraft. And we have our dinner. Look at that, guys. We made homemade noodles. We made homemade pasta together. Oh. Yum, yum, yum. Look at all that. It's so big. I love me a nice fat noodle. You can take from that what you will, everyone. Ah! I might have kicked the desk and thus made the camera move. Okay, I have a bite. I have a bite. So normally I would stew the sauce a little bit longer, but obviously on stream it can get a little boring to just sit there and be stewing sauce. So I sped it up a little. Ooh. Gotta get my twirl on. Yay! That was good. Yum, 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 yum. I will say, one thing that a lot of people forget is that the point of pasta is not to like just convey the sauce. It is to actually taste the noodle. And these are good. These are good flavored noodles. So fresh. So yeah, I highly recommend if you want to learn how to make like pasta noodles and get kind of good at it. It's not hard. It's a really good way to impress people. Be like, yeah, I'm making pasta for dinner. And I'll be like, oh, okay. And then you like whip it out and you're like, yeah, I'm making my own noodles. And they're like, what? Oh crap, I don't have Mix It Up on today because I was so frazzled getting everything else ready. I owe you a wow amazing, Zeta. You know what, just because I don't have it, I'll do it myself. Wow, amazing! Ah! Wow, amazing. That works. That's close enough. Yummy, it's so good. Yeah, I've got lots. Who wants some? Everyone can dig in. I'm probably gonna box most of this up and eat it later. Yum, yum, yum. Noodles! Oops. A piece of meat just fell on the floor. Doggo is sitting here ready for it. He's literally right under me, just like, yeah, I'm here for the drops. Feel free to drop more meat and more noodles. Yum, 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 yum. What are you all gonna have for dinner? Are you all starving now? I hope this means you all eat good dinners tonight. I'm thinking one of these days I'll do a stream where I'll just make a bunch of different kinds of mashed potatoes. I want to make mashed potatoes. I love potatoes. Then I can eat potatoes for like weeks. But yeah, I like this one too because it's got the whole tomatoes, but like if you're not a big fan of whole tomatoes, you can't really taste them in this. Like they're just there. I can't get it on my fork because they're so stewed down. You don't really notice them. So it's a good way to get your veggie in. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, wow, Greibach. Wow. Disappointing. Disappointing. You gotta eat your fruits and your veggies and your healthy food and, you know, real food. Bro, this is good. Anyways, that's gonna be about it for today. That took less time than I thought it would. That's the good news. That's the one crappy thing about like these kind of streams is it takes longer to set them up than it does to actually do the stream. It takes forever to set up HANDCAM streams, but it's so fun to do. I love doing it with you guys. It's fun. Don't take that out of context, please. I don't do good cooking on stream nights. Well, do you at least do like a HelloFresh meal? Oh. You missed out. You were so busy looking at my face, you missed the piece of meat I dropped. Yeah. Yeah, get some food. Anyways, I'm gonna go clean up. But we will be back tomorrow with, I don't know, usually frozen dinner or something like Chipotle. You know, I won't fault you on Chipotle because that at least has, you know, the nice, you know, they have good veggies and nice fresh stuff. It's good stuff. But I mean, I can't fault you too much on the frozen stuff either, considering yesterday I had I like to get from Trader Joe's like the frozen like chicken meals, like you can get like Mandarin chicken or barbecue teriyaki chicken, and they're frozen, and then I just cook some rice and heat that up over it, and that's pretty easy and it's fun. I think tomorrow, I feel like tomorrow's Darkest Dungeon, but I could be wrong. But yeah, we'll play something tomorrow. We're doing something. Yes, nice. So I don't even have a Trader Joe's near me, so I have to like stock up when I'm into the area. Yo, my dog has just climbed on top of me. She's just on top of me, like, give me noodles. No, you can't. But yeah, either check Twitter or the offline screen, and that will tell you what we're doing tomorrow, when we're doing it. I don't know anything. Don't ask me. I have no details. But yes, thank you all for coming out. I'm gonna eat some more pasta and then take care of Doggo, who is being like, is telling me that she has not been fed in about 12 years. She's so hungry. How could I do this to her? Yeah, I'll get you guys rated out somewhere else. Until next time, don't go getting eaten without me, and I'll catch you later. Bye, everybody.